so welcome to part 5, which is all about mastering your motivation. So up until now, we've gone through, I suppose, everything you need to know to get to where you want to be, and hopefully you have a much better understanding about what it is you need to be doing. So now is about having the motivation to basically implement everything that we've kind of put in place so far. Because at the end of the day, if you're not willing to take action on the plan that you have, then obviously you're still going to be stuck where you are. So today is all about helping you boost your motivation, giving you some tips, tools, strategies to get you fired up and moving forward. So let's dive into it and how to boost motivation. So at the end of the day, motivation comes from within. And once you create a burning desire to want more in our lives, it's then we become unstoppable. And it's good to want to strive for more in all different areas of your life. So it's not just about losing weight and getting fitter and stuff, but looking at all different areas of your life and asking yourself, like, what is it that you really want? How do you want to see yourself? In what way do you want to improve? Like at the end of the day, we only live once, so why not chase after whatever it is that you want and get excited about it and get fired up about it? Because that's what this is all about. It's about boosting your motivation on all areas of life and not just your fitness. So being unmotivated, it can lead to feelings of stressed, fatigued, frustrated, and unhappy. And I suppose like when we kind of fall into this, we can tend to fall into this cycle where the feelings can escalate even more and we fall deeper into this unmotivated hole, which is not a nice place to be. And I suppose when we feel these things, it's important as well that we're able to, I suppose, take a step back, have a look at our lives, take a moment and ask ourselves, like, what is it that we really want? Are we going to just stay in this feelings of the frustration and stress and anger and all that stuff? Or are we going to step back and say, do you know what? I'm sick of this now. I'm not going to stay in there any longer. I'm going to make a change. And that's what really comes down to asking yourself, okay, what are we going to focus on? And why do we want to focus on it? And at the end of the day, remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. And if you keep doing the same thing that you've always been doing, then you're going to end up with the same result. So it's now that you really need to dig deep and focus on why you want to make these positive changes. So some key strategies to boost your motivation. And the very first thing that we've also gone through in the last part is finding your why and asking yourself, why is this important to you right now? So why do you really want to be doing what you're doing? And like if anything else kind of pops up into mind about why you're doing this or what's important to you, then feel free to write it down. But that is the very first part to boosting motivation, is having a spark that's going to keep reigniting every time you think about it, because you want to keep having a vision of wanting more and having a reason behind it firing up inside you all the time. A next strategy for boosting motivation would be more around creating a vision board or some sort of goal visualization. This could be something like a screensaver on your phone or on your laptop. You could print something out, stick it up on the wall. So by doing that, you're going to, every time you see it, you're going to, I suppose, create that extra bit of a spark inside you to keep you motivated and keep reminding you about why you're doing what you're doing. Because some days you will fall off, some days your motivation will be low. But so it's all about trying to have those tips and tools in place to help reignite it every time that does happen. Next part then, having accountability or even in a small group. So obviously when you're working with me as well, that's why I'm here. So if you feel like you are losing motivation, that if you are kind of going off track or you're hitting boundaries, whatever, make sure to let me know, because that's what I'm there for as well, to help you stay on track and keep moving forward and overcome those and reignite that motivation again to keep you moving forward. But other accountability you can have then as well, like friends, family, making sure you're kind of, suppose, speaking with them, letting them know the journey you're on, letting them know that what you're working towards, because then it can give you that extra bit of a push, simply because if you're going meeting someone and they know what you've been doing, they're going to ask about it. So you're going to feel obliged then to be able to say, yeah, I'm doing this now, I'm pushing myself like this, and I've achieved this and I've achieved that. So it's always good to let other people know as well. The next part about your key strategies is celebrating small wins. It doesn't matter how big or small a win is, just make sure you celebrate it. And you could do something like a success bank. Because at the end of the day, just imagine you're climbing a mountain. It's not about going 10 kilometers and climbing up the toughest part. That's an achievement. Every single step you take is bringing you closer to the top. And that's what this is all about. It's about celebrating each and every step along the way. So just for example, if your goal is to run 10K and you haven't even gone out and done any walks lately in the last year or two, and you go for a walk, that's going to be a success for you because it's another step towards where you want to be. So what you do is you get a small piece of paper, you write it down, I went for my first walk, into a jar, leave it there. You might have lost your first kilo, bang, write it down, lost my first kilo. Might have, right, I haven't snacked in the evening all week, bang, write that down. I've drank 2 liters of water today, first time in a long time, write that down. And I guarantee at the end of the month, if you have that jar and you take it out and you start reading through it, it's going to give you that boost of motivation. It's going to show you that you are actually creating new habits for yourself. It's going to show you that you're starting to make positive changes in your life. So remember, every little win that you have, stick it in your success bank and use that again as motivation. Next part is the power of positive self-talk and affirmations. I'm going to go into this a little bit more in a minute. But again, this is about recognizing the words that we use towards ourselves, the phrases that we use towards ourselves, and seeing if we're using anything negative that could be holding us back and bringing us down, and flipping that over into something positive. So that's going to be another really important part, because we can easily dampen our own motivation by telling ourselves we're not good enough, we can't achieve this, we couldn't do that. So this is a really powerful part, and we will go into it in a minute. Last part then is simply rewarding yourself for achievements that you do achieve. So again, this is just having an extra thing, I suppose, that you're working towards. So yes, you have your why, yes, you have your goals you want to be able to achieve, but rewarding yourself at the end of achieving something is going to be important as well. So again, that can also boost your motivation. And it could be like, when I lose 10 kilos, I'm going to buy myself a new pair of runners. I'm going to go on a weekend away. I'm going to book a holiday. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Whatever it is, reward yourself for it because of all the hard work that you've actually put in to get to where you want to be. So reflecting back on what's your why, and I just wanted to quickly share about what my why is. And for me, it's about, I suppose, about being the best version I can for myself and to ensure I can turn up being an inspiration for my family and for my clients. To be honest, I like to live a life by example as well. And for me, that's a balanced life. That is about being able to go out on the weekends. That is about being able to have takeaways every now and then. But I also challenge myself daily. I also train a lot. I also focus on eating clean as I can 80% of the time. For me as well, my why is about having the energy to, I suppose, to keep up with my kids as I get older, and showing up on a daily basis to my clients that I'm willing to push myself outside my comfort zone. I'm willing to try new things. I'm willing to challenge myself. And that's why I did my outdoor 100-day challenge. So for those that didn't see this, I basically did set up a hose outside, got a hose head that kind of looked like a shower, pinned it up onto the wall, and every single morning for 100 days, set my alarm, got up, went straight out there into the freezing cold shower. And there were some days the cars were absolutely frozen, so frost everywhere. There was another day I went out and the water barely even came out because the whole water was frozen. So still stuck with it, did 100 days. And the reason I did this is because, for one, it was about building mental resilience. It was helping me overcome mental barriers. And like a lot of people think I like cold water. I absolutely hate it. I'm the coldest person ever. And what I found by doing something like this is, one, I was willing to push myself outside my comfort zone, but two, I was able to relate to people that are going to have these mental barriers with themselves, people that are trying to change their eating habits, people that are trying to lose weight, because you're going to have this internal dialogue sometimes telling you, what's the point? Don't bother doing it. Sure, you're grand to have another takeaway today. Sure, it's grand to have, it's grand to be drinking during the week. It's grand to be doing this, it's grand to be doing that. It's grand to skip a day in the gym. And it's the same mental battle that I would be having every morning, saying, nah, do you know what? Just stay in bed. It's nice and warm. Why bother going out today? It's absolutely freezing outside. It's lashing rain or it's fierce windy. Why bother go out there? And I had to overcome that. So for me, it was about challenging myself in a way that I knew was going to build mental toughness as well. And when you learn to overcome these mental barriers in yourself, it makes other things so much easier. So like I said, it kind of reflects to change in your eating habits, to losing weight, to pushing yourself to go to the gym or whatever. You need to be strong enough mentally to be able to constantly push yourself to become more and more. So it all comes back to, again, what's your why, what's important to you right now, and pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. And that's what it was for me as well. Now, next part. Who is your superhero self? So this is something now, an exercise. I want you to take your time with it. I want you to hit that pause button and give yourself a bit of time to go through this. But it's asking yourself, right, if you could eliminate all barriers and become the person you truly want to be, what would they do different? So that's the first question. What would they do different if you could step into, if you could become your own superhero self? What would they do different than what you're doing now? Next question is, what do they look like? Then, how do they feel about themselves? What time do they go to bed and what time do they get up? What would they eat each day? What activities would they do each week? They go to the gym, go for runs. What would they do? And how many days a week would they do it? What would they do for fun? How would they show up for their family? How would they show up in work? So again, take your time with this, get through it, and just answer each of those questions. And this is really about challenging your thinking, because you may feel a bit of resistance when you're writing down the answers to each of these. And that's okay. As to become the person you need to be willing to push yourself outside your comfort zone. So you might say, for example, what do they look like? And you might say, oh, they might be 15 kilos lighter than you. They might be stronger and fitter, or whatever you write down. But you may not believe you can achieve that yourself. And that's where the resistance is going to come in. So this is where it's going to be really important that you do actually write this down, because it can have a huge positive impact for you. And it's good that you feel any sort of resistance about writing the answers to these as well. Because once you start writing them down, straight away, you're going to be reading them, and it's going to be slowly seeping into your subconscious. So that's what we want to really start working on, is getting you to become that person. So again, take your time going through this, and then we move on to the next part. So this is all about the power of self-talk, and the power of self-talk and affirmation. So to be honest, this was a huge thing for me, and it's only in the last number of years that I know how much this did affect me. Because to be honest, I was someone that used to always tell myself, I'm useless, I'm no good at anything, no one likes me, I'm fat, I hated myself, I hated who I seen in the mirror. So I had all this negative internal talk towards myself. And our minds don't know what the difference is between what's made up and what's reality. So if you keep telling yourself stuff, like I was telling myself, I'm useless, I'm no good at anything, then I'm going to start believing it. And when you build beliefs, that's what you act upon. So when I'm acting upon those beliefs, I'm always going to be spinning my wheels. I'm never going to be able to progress and move forward, because I just keep telling myself this negative stuff. And I've seen examples with this with people over the years that, say someone has lost a load of weight, and straight away the internal dialogue goes, you don't deserve to be there. This isn't you. And then you end up having self-sabotage, and they go backwards again. And that's because of their beliefs, because they don't feel they deserve to be where they are. And to be honest, you deserve to achieve anything and everything that you want to be able to achieve. But you need to start focusing on building the beliefs around this. And this is where doing affirmations and self-talk comes in. So an exercise for you guys, and it's simply, you're going to write down 3 to 5 powerful self-talk statements. Ideally aim for 5, right? So 5 powerful self-talk statements that you're willing to commit to saying it to yourself on a daily basis. And just to give you an example here, so I am successful, I am happy, I am fit and healthy, I am living to my full potential, I'm a loving partner and father, I am an inspiration, I am my own superhero. So see what comes to mind. Again, if you have a bit of resistance in writing stuff down, that's brilliant, because if you're writing down, I am beautiful and sexy, you could write that down. But if you don't believe it, when you go to write it, you're going to have that little bit of resistance, and that's okay. That's what I want you to have, because then I know this is a really good one for you to be writing down. So once you've come up with your 5, again, hit pause on this, take your time with it, and go through that. And I want you to commit to saying these daily. Ideally, standing in front of a mirror, saying it out loud is you're going to get the best impact from it. But say these daily. Have them on your phone. Have them somewhere that you're going to see them, that you can read over them. Because like I said, the more you start reading these, the more they start seeping into your subconscious, and the more you start believing it. And when you believe it, that's when you act upon it. And remember, like becoming who you want to be isn't easy, but 100% it is worth it. And you have to be willing to change, do things different. And you have to commit really to becoming more in yourself. You need to push yourself outside your comfort zone, not be afraid to ask for help. And know that you're worth it 100%. Know that you can and will have achieved anything you truly desire as long as you build up the belief that it is possible. At the end of the day, you are an inspiration and you are your own superhero. So it's time to step into those shoes and let nothing stop you. Because at the end of the day, if I can do it, you can do it. And some of the things I've overcome is having no confidence, no self-esteem, no self-belief, hating who I was, going through depression, panic attacks, suicide attempts, losing contact with my family, going through divorce, losing absolutely everything. But right now, I feel like I am my own superhero. I get to work with amazing people every day. I have an amazing relationship with my family. I have my own amazing family, daughter, stepson. I'm engaged to be married. Building a house as well this year. And I'm forever grateful of everything that I've been through because it's made me who I am today. And if I can do it, then you can do it 100%. So just a quick summary over those 5 parts that we went through. So one, asking yourself what it is you truly want to achieve and work backwards. Figure out what your biggest challenges are and set a plan in place to move forward. Plan out your activity and nutrition for the week. Focus on positive self-talk that will allow you that you will do daily to help reframe your thinking and your beliefs. Become your own superhero and map out the steps you're willing to take to step into their shoes. Make sure you do long-term focus that suits you and your lifestyle moving forward. And if you're stuck with anything, you need help with anything, make sure to let me know straight away. Don't feel like you have to be up against barriers, that you lose motivation, that you're lacking the drive, you need to change something and you're stuck. Make sure to let me know, because that's what I'm here for, to help you progress and move forward. Because as I said, you have it in you to become anything that you truly want to be able to achieve. So again, make sure that you're reaching out to me, let me know. Also as well, any feedback on this course, this 5-day course, I would love some feedback on it. If you feel anything was missing from it, anything that needs to change in it. But yeah, again, let me know how everything is going for you, and I'll catch you soon.